So Drake battles everybody.
Yeah.
You know, for those who don't know, this all started when Kendrick Lamar released a verse
Like that.
That set the world on fire. Coming at J. Cole and Drake, although it seemed to me that the bulk of the smoke was for Drake. After that, it's been a never ending nonstop, you know, question of who's gonna say what, who's gonna come out next. J. Cole comes out, he dropped something. It was fine. It was a solid verse. Didn't set the world on fire, but it was fine. He dropped it along with the secret album called May Delete Later, which turned out to be true. Within a week, he deleted the song.
He packed that up
and issued an apology. Then people said Drake wasn't going to respond. Some people said Drake will not clap back. I was one of said people.
We were here talking about it.
Partly because I believed it, and partly because I wanted to get Drake to rap. Yes, and I believe that my feelings matter, right?
Okay.
But I was on the Button podcast when I said it, so I do think that does have some influence over it. But I really thought he was just going to sit this one down unless Kendrick came back again, and he didn't. So Drake comes back, and he drops, what was it called? His first
Push-Ups.
Push-Ups, right. Drop and Give Me 50. And it's a very strong battle verse. I didn't love the beat. You know what I mean?
We spoke about that, yeah.
Right. And he let it leak, but he came for everybody. He spared nobody. And that seemed to be, all right, the next move, followed by another move from Kendrick. Now, I heard some AI versions of Kendrick.
Oh, yeah, it was,
Those were all fake. Although I was like, Kendrick did that? Okay.
Yeah.
But
it was ass. You could say
terrible. I was very disappointed. It turned out not to be true. So then you think everything is what it is.
Nah, bro.
Break this down for me. Break this down for me, black man. Next, Rick Ross is the next person up.
Yeah, well, Rick Ross dropped his joint before the Kendrick AI joint came out.
Right. Fair.
Yes, but then Drake doubled back and doubled up and made Tailor Made over the weekend.
All right, but talk to me about Rick Ross first.
Rick Ross.
Tailor Made.
I think I remember last time we spoke about Rick Ross. We spoke about how it was essentially, we were talking about like kind of the new age of like I have to respond immediately back. And like when I was thinking about that, like he made his joint like three hours after Push-Ups. Right. And so like he clapped back instantly, like he came back. But you know, it was dope. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a really good.
Rick Ross's verse was cool.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
Now here's the thing. I agree. I thought Rick Ross's bars were good. I thought they were clever. I thought the album cover he made having Drake as a white man.
But that's a real man, but he just
like the morph thing.
Yeah.
All good, right? Thank you for explaining that to me. So then Rick Ross spends the rest of the week
trolling them.
Trolling them on Instagram. And they're going back and forth. You got Drake.
Drake told his mommy.
You said what?
Drake told his mommy.
Drake even released a screenshot of him talking to his mom. His mom, you know, calling Rick Ross a racist. And I'm like, what? Is he going full Karen here?
It was it wasn't even full. It was
help me understand. Like part of it is like just rap beef becoming so much about social media. Like I was like, y'all could just rap.
Yeah.
But instead they're talking about you got a BBL, you're drinking a diet beverage.
Yeah.
You know, you have a fake nose.
You have a fake nose.
Your house is small. And they're arguing. I mean, at one point, dude was like, you know, your house is 40. He's like, where's your yacht at? You know, your house is my house. Your house is 42,000 acres or 42,000 square feet. Oh, my house your lot is 42,000 square feet.
You gotta understand, we not outside in the streets no more. People is not getting shot in front of Hot 97. Like these are the elite of the elite, the top rappers. Everybody's wealthy. Okay, Rick Ross got like 30 Wingstops, whatever. Drake owned Toronto. You know, like whatever. These people are wealthy, so the insults is not going to slap like it
I'm watching it as a
was.
decently privileged person, and they're
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, it's only 42,000 square feet.
yeah.
You got a house like a content creator." I'm like, "Son of a bitch."
You got a house like a content
That's what Drake
creator.
said about Rick Ross. I'm like,
Yeah,
ouch. I thought that was a pretty nice house.
yeah.
You know,
But it's Drake.
and I'm
It's Drake.
entertained by it.
Yeah.
I'm entertained by it on some level. Another level, like, can y'all just rap? And I'm looking at Omega say the girls are fighting. And it's very interesting
Not all
observation
fine.
because there's a way that, again, if somebody had said 2 years ago that somebody was going to accuse somebody of having a ghostwriter, a BBL, and a nose job, we would think it was women rappers. You know, the women are actually rapping.
They outside. They
The
outside.
girls outside,
They outside.
like Nicki rapped,
Lotto raps.
Meg rapped.
Meg rapped. They outside. They ready.
Well, is the question for me is who else is ready? Because Kendrick still hasn't come out with nothing else.
Okay, but Drake, like, all right. So okay. But I remember the last time we were talking. I was like, yo, Drake is battle tested. No matter what. And the space in no, you can make that face, but again, he offed your man.
He is.
He
I just
offed your man. You said what?
The Pusha T thing just always sticks with me.
For sure. But again, battle tested, like, it don't mean he won all the time, but like he definitely has some victories. We could say that.
He's got some mollywoppings.
Facts. So like when people act like, and again, Drake also is punching with extra power because of his he's the number 5 artist in the world, in the universe, like according to Spotify numbers. If we go by that, he's number 5.
That's
all right.
Extraordinary.
That's extraordinary. All right.
Who's 4, 3, 2, or 1? I'm just asking.
I don't know all of
Taylor Swift got to be above him.
The Weeknd is 1. Taylor Swift is 2.
The Weeknd?
Yeah. Yes, bro.
That explains why he clapped back against the Weeknd.
This is what I'm saying. Yo, it's everybody's involved. So yeah. But you know, he punches with a different kind of power that people are going to be tuned in, and we're not looking for bars. Not say we, because let me take me out of it. I observe and I see people is not looking for bars. It's like, oh, the moment. What can people say? What's quick? He's leaking music to DJ Academics. Like, this is where we are with it.
Yeah.
And so you have to look at it in a different light. Like, it's not going to be Jay and Nas. It's not Jay and Nas. Let's take that off. It's not Biggie Pac. It's off the table. We're in a different space, different time. People are going now. AI again, when we talk about it, but even how that's being intertwined and played, people don't even know what's a real diss or not no more. Is it real? Is it fake? I don't know. It's a different place. So I'm just saying, like, Drake is a more worldly artist. So when he punches, it's going to be harder than everybody else at this point in time, unless you hit with a Pusha T punch.
So then, and that's the thing I thought was going to make Drake vulnerable, is that, you know, there's a bar maybe or a spot that he won't go to, right? So, but so far he's, I mean, here's my thing. Kendrick started the shit. You can't start a fight and then walk away.
Yes, but you were actually, when we were speaking, you were the one that said like responses don't warrant immediacy and diss records and Nas and you could take a month, or you know, you could take months and come back.
I am not mad that Kendrick hasn't come out yet. I'm just saying he has to come out with something.
Oh, he will. He will.
Yeah, sure. I'm okay if it's another week. I don't care if it's 2 weeks. I mean, Drake's whole game is to pressure you into coming out with something.
This is right.
It's a brilliant game, right? So you say, it's been 2 days. You ain't come out with nothing yet.
And people go, yeah, it's been 2 days.
Right. And it's like, bro, it takes a while to make songs, you know, but, and whereas Drake actually took a couple weeks to respond.
For sure.
You know, but now he's making it seem like he's not. Now, I would think
50 Cent Ja Rule tactic.
Exactly. Do the very thing you're criticizing the other person for.
Absolutely.
But I think the thing that was interesting and weird to me is that I thought Kendrick, because he swung this haymaker. Like, you don't swing a haymaker and then go sit back down and finish your beverage.
I don't even think it was a haymaker though.
She.
Fuck the big three. It's just Big Me. Like he didn't say Drake, you a bitch.
No, but all them dog references, all that verse was intricately
Yes.
designed to dissect them.
Yes.
All I'm saying is, you know, you're going to get a response, or you expect a response.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you just sucker punch somebody in the middle of a bar, you throw your hands up, right? You don't sit back down and finish your drink because you're expecting a fight.
Mm-hmm.
He swung this super hard punch. I would think he would already have a verse or two that he could have responded in a day or two.
He might.
It could be a chess move, but that's why I'm asking you, Mr. Paul, because
you're asking me, is it a chess move that he hasn't responded? Yeah. I mean, again, I think especially because we live in such a a quick, fast-paced world, people forget about shit, or the immediacy makes it seem like, okay, well, it's been 6 days, Kendrick hasn't responded. Oh, he lost. And then as soon as he drops, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Like the shit don't even be real. Like it's not real, but it's people putting the external pressure. I think Kendrick is playing his game. You know, he's not letting it like pressure. All right, let me ask you this. How does Kendrick effectively win? Not even the battle, but the war, like the overall. Because even if Drake gets beat, he's still Drake.
So
he doesn't lose in that. So and Kendrick is still Kendrick, yeah.
So I think you can battle to a tie. I don't think there has to be a clear winner. This could be like the Bridge Wars. This could be like
well, KRS won kind of. They won.
But I guess what I mean is at some point it just ended. No one had to say uncle. Yes. It just ended, right?
Yes. Okay.
Let me give you a better example because you're right. That's not a great example. Jada Kiss and Beans.
Well, yeah. What Kiss said they met at a park and they all had guns on them and they decided to. That was one where I was afraid like somebody might die.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that makes sense to me. But I'm just saying at some point it was like, all right, I'm gonna make this, you make this, I make this, and it's a wrap. And then the people can decide who won. But there's no clear winner, and there's no clear beginning and ending, right? I'm saying similarly, if Kendrick comes out right now and makes his response track, and now he might have to make two, but let's say he makes one. Because one just makes him even. But let's say he might want it. But let's say he does that. The public, they could both decide to back away and let the public decide who won.
For sure.
But right now, the public is saying Drake won. And the reason, partly, it brings me to TaylorMade. He drops on his Instagram this TaylorMade freestyle where he has 3 verses, basically coming at Kendrick, but also demanding him to rap. The first one is he's rapping, but it's in the AI generated voice of Tupac Shakur. The second verse is the AI generated verse of Snoop, and then the third is him. So if you don't understand, Kendrick is a fan. No. Tupac is Kendrick's idol, his hero. Snoop is his big homie. He literally handed the West Coast reins. He did. So he's saying so Drake is not only goading him to come up with a response, basically saying, look, Kendrick, you're scared to respond to me. But he's demanding a response, not just as Drake, but he's embodying the voice of Tupac, certainly not the flow, but the voice of Tupac and the voice of Snoop, and saying, your OGs are making you rap. I've never seen that before. It's innovative. It's original. That's compelling.
Yes.
Some people think it's corny. Some people think it's creepy. Some people think it's dope. What did you think?
I definitely thought all right, I'm not gonna say it was like the best diss track I heard because I don't think it was. But again, the innovation of Drake, it's the innovation. We're not in a space where, unfortunately, like who's the best MC? Go to battle rap for that. I love battle rap, but go to battle rap for that. If you really want to see who's the lyrical best, this is lyrics. This is also production. Like you said, when we talk about Beans and Kiss and D Block and State Property, there are so many tracks that were just randomly released on mixtapes, randomly done at live shows. So people know the big records, but there's like 20, 30 records of them going at each other from different artists across. So when you hear Drake and there's this AI track that a lot of, look, he didn't sound like, it sounded like Pac, but it wasn't Pac, clearly. It was Drake.
Pac never rapped that good.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
And I'm not a Drake stan at all, but Pac never had an intricate flow. I'm not saying Pac never had great songs. I'm saying Pac never had a flow that as complicated or nuanced or complex as what Drake did yesterday.
For sure. Okay, so you can, that, and
Enemies.
that's your opinion.
Tennessee.
Okay, I don't want to do that. But also, like, there weren't flows like that back then. Different flows, but not flows like that. Pac had his own flow. I'm not gonna get into this with you. Okay, well, I'm not. I don't stand on Tupac Boughton to be fighting with you, but I will say, I thought it was innovative just because. And then you also got to look at this too. If he puts that on streaming services, which I don't know if he legally can, that changes the game of streaming.
I don't think he can. I think that's why he released it on Instagram.
Facts. I don't think he can, but think about this. We not far away from that happening. And to see somebody like Drake, who again, 5th largest artist in the world, to do that, that's going to change the music industry completely. So I think, like, all right, I if we just talking lyrics, of course I thought Push Ups was better. I ain't really like Tailor Made like that, but I did think it was innovative. We ain't never seen it before. How much credit do you give for that? If you've never seen something before,
I give him a lot of credit for it. I say, look, and I'm always looking for a reason to not give Drake credit, but I think Drake's a great rapper. I think he's a skilled lyricist, and I think he's creative, incredibly creative. And I thought Tailor Made was incredibly creative. I want to know what Snoop think. I saw Snoop on IG kind of just responding, kind of still being somewhat diplomatic.
Yeah,
I'd be curious to know what Snoop felt about that verse. I would be curious to know what other West Coast MCs felt about that verse. I'd be curious to know what the rap world, like behind closed doors, is saying. Like, what is Hov saying when he hears that shit? He's like, yo, that shit was original, interesting, and creative. Or is he like, that's some corny ass shit, nigga, rap yourself? You know what I mean? I could see
you see both, to be honest.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
What happens, because I saw the Snoop video too, and he seemed like Snoop, but he was like aloof, but he did he moved the camera towards his death row kind of insignia, like right here. So, like, do you think that, like, Snoop actually had a hand in it, maybe giving like stems from death row? Because that could be it. Not to say that he would go against Kendrick like that, but I don't
see him going against Kendrick. I think Snoop was surprised by it. I think he was like, yo, I can't believe he was like, yo, why people calling my phone? What's going on? Like, I think he genuinely didn't know.
I don't know. He was in that movie. He been getting his acting bars up.
He's a better actor than that.
He is.
Oh, you made a fort. Fuck your fort, little nigga.
First of all, he deserved at least the Oscar nom for Baby Boy.
At least a BET award, something, man. He killed me.
Yo, come on. He deserves something. But, like, I don't know. I don't put it past anybody, for the opportunity of innovation again.
Agreed. So right now, is it safe to say Drake was in the lead? Drake is in the lead of this battle. He's winning.
I mean, if we just think about it, Kendrick didn't even put out a whole. He put out a verse. Like, Drake got 2 diss songs out.
Sometimes that's all you need. I mean, shit. Drake, Hov didn't have that much on the takeover.
No, but he but he had enough. And then Ether came, and then Super Ugly came. But we had
the first blow was Takeover, and a lot of that was direct toward Mobb Deep. So, like, I'm just saying, is one verse can be enough. Was Kendrick's verse strong enough to fight against Push Ups?
Yeah, you could say that was like a fight, because I even with the lyrics, it's the lyrics and the impact. That song went number 1. It's number 1. So it means that not only people are interested in hearing it, and people touted it as something that was a big hit, to the point where Drake had to respond. Like, if Drake didn't respond, then we wouldn't have saw the impact of the punch. So yes, you can say that. And I know a lot of people have still like what is it, like this over Push-Ups. So
okay,
I understand that.
So, and by the way, yes, I agree, Omega. The monologue at the end of Hit 'Em Up is iconic.
Yeah, they was really like going in it. Like they had gang members around. Like, it was a different kind of energy over there.
I don't want that energy ever again. I mean, I want the energy on Wax.
But and so that's the part that comes with the territory though, which you can't have both. It's got to be. Is it Uchi Wally or is it One Mic? You can't have both.
I guess I need One Mic at this stage in my life. I want the stuff to stay on wax. I want cats to have a battle about who's superior. That's why I didn't want J. Cole to withdraw from the battle. I'm like, this ain't going nowhere crazy. We don't have to disrespect each other. We can just make good music and have a friendly battle.
He didn't want to be a part of that energy. Like look how muddy it is. Either way, it might not be like people might not be bleeding over this, but J. Cole almost 40. It's like, do I want to do this? Do I want to spend my time doing this?
It's the right question, and maybe he didn't want to get pulled into something that he knows is going to get worse and worse and worse. Shout out to them, but as of now, I wanted you to. By the way, people are really mad about my Tupac commentaries.
Oh, I wonder why.
Look, let me be clear about Tupac.
Oh gosh,
Tupac is an excellent rapper. He's an excellent. He's a hip hop icon. He's hip hop's biggest rock star. It's other than maybe Kanye, right? I mean, there's only a few rock stars now in hip hop, right? He's the icon. He's a legend. He's extraordinary. I love Tupac. I admire Tupac. I don't think that he is a top shelf MC. I don't think he is a top shelf lyricist. I think he's a top shelf rapper. There's a difference. For example, I love Ice Cube. Ice Cube is probably, to me, the biggest rapper of the 90s. You know what I mean?
I disagree, but I feel you.
No, but I think in 1998, if you had this question, if you were naming the greatest rapper of all time,
1998. Okay.
Yeah, I just think, I mean, his name will be up there. It would be Big. It'd be Snoop. It'd be Ice Cube. You know,
the most longevity through the 90s.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He's extraordinary. He had a string of solo records, and he wrote all NWA stuff. You know what I mean?
And West Side Connection.
And West Side Connection. He's cemented as a legend. I still think that Kendrick Lamar can rap circles around Ice Cube, and I don't think Ice Cube would disagree with that. I think Snoop can rap circles in his best against Ice Cube.
No.
Again, I'm talking about flow, lyrics. You know, maybe not Snoop. Kendrick for sure. Game can rap circles around, right? But I wouldn't put those people above Ice Cube necessarily just because of that. So it's not. But I'm just talking about lyrical ability. I'm talking about skill now. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about skill in the same way that I would say I'm not putting Bill Russell above Joel. I mean, I'm not putting Joel Embiid above Bill Russell on the GOAT list. But if you're talking about skill, I mean, they're not in the same league. Joel Embiid is just a much more skilled basketball player than Bill Russell. It's just a fact. So when I'm talking about Tupac, I'm just saying, if we're talking about as a lyricist, Tupac's he's not in Biggie Smalls' league.
No.
But I could also name like 25 other rappers whose league he's not in.
Okay, but also like this is a problem I have with lists because it's like what's the criteria?
Right, but I'm not making lists. I'm only talking about lyricism right now. I'm talking about
lyricism.
That's all I'm talking about. Skill as a flow. We talk about flow. That's it.
Flow. Okay.
Right. So if we talk about top 5, top 10, all that becomes complicated. But if we're talking about greatest rappers, I'm gonna have a different conversation with you. But if we're talking about just lyrical ability to put words together, flow, rhyme schemes, vocab, all that kind of shit, I don't think it's that dispute. I mean, I think Lupe is a much better rapper than Tupac.
Okay.
Is he a greater rap artist? Is he higher on the top 10? Of course not.
Yeah.
But is he a better rapper? Yes. So is Q-Tip. And I got him in Andre 3000 and so forth and so on.
Okay. I got a question for you. In a rap battle, when has lyrical technical skill been the overwhelming majority of why somebody won?
I don't think it is.
Oh, okay. I was just asking. I don't think it is.
Like I said, Tupac is only in this conversation because of I just made a side comment about his flow and rap skills, saying that Drake rapped better.
Yeah,
Drake is a better rapper than Tupac. He just is a more skilled rapper. That's all I'm saying.
Do you think he's who do you think is? So I think I got you, but I just want to make it clear. Do you think Drake can rap better than Kendrick Lamar?
Who rap better than Kendrick Lamar?
Drake. I'm asking. I'm just asking.
No.
Okay.
I think Drake, because he makes pop records, sometimes just like Jay-Z, I think sometimes we don't appreciate how skilled he is because of the way he raps and because he makes things a certain way. I think Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake are in the same class of MC.
Okay.
But if we're talking about certain lyrical ability, just purely the level of raw lyrical ability, I think Kendrick and Cole are a notch above him. But Drake does a lot of other things that pulls him. You know what I mean? It's like Michael Jordan, right? There's better shooters, there's better defenders, there's better ball handlers. But the overall of it, that's when I have to say, yeah, my money is on, Drake and over J. Cole in a lot of ways. But
Kendrick is,
I think Kendrick at his best. It's interesting. Kendrick at his best, I think, can do some things Drake can't do lyrically.
For sure.
But Drake at his best, or even maybe not at his best, can just make music that Kendrick can't make. He can certainly make hits that Kendrick can't make.
Yeah, he's a more palatable artist. And in the overwhelming consensus of rapping and dissing, I was just wondering, like, has there been like a Cannabis LL situation where we know lyrically, like, there's nothing LL could do with Cannabis?
No, Cannabis eat his lunch, but
facts.
Who cares?
Who cares? This is my point. Like, who cares? Like, can Kendrick? My thing is not can Kendrick lyrically off Drake, because I don't think that's not something that I have to question. I do think it's completely possible for him to eviscerate Drake lyrically. But when you putting these words together, are you doing things like, considering the overwhelming majority of like rap listeners or hip hop listeners changed, different pockets of demographics, rap has gotten bigger, completely #1 genre in the world. So will even the lyrical put togetherness of it even be appreciated in a time like this, where it's like, okay.
What made Back to Back so powerful against Meek and Charged Up, but certainly Back to Back, was that it was catchy, and that he didn't. The takeaways to me, for example, he has a line where he says, "This ain't what she mean when she told you to open up more."
Come on, we talk about Nicki on tour,
right? That's a great fucking line, right?
Fire line.
90% of people don't catch it. Right. This is what she told you to open up more, but she's criticized. He's mocking Meek for being the opening act for Nicki Minaj.
Yes,
this ain't what she mean when she told you to open up more. I don't even know if Meek got it right, but people got Twitter fingers.
You getting body by a singing nigga, yeah, for
right.
sure. Very direct,
right? That's what people got, right? And it's weighing heavy on my conscience. I mean, I've been in clubs where they played that. Like, cause it knocks, right? It's clever, it's catchy, and there's a hook.
There's a lot of power in his vulnerability too. Like he can go places and say things about himself that like the Eminem. I exposed my hand. Yeah, I'm white. Yeah, I'm Uncle Tom. Like, yo, you getting bodied by a singing nigga, and everybody know you getting bodied by a singing nigga. And I sing.
Yeah,
I sing, and you losing to me.
But what I'm saying is, and I agree with all that. I'm just saying the genius of him was he still had layers in it. But just like Jay-Z with the takeover, this ain't the time to be complicated.
This is so exactly.
Shit. Right. And the question is, can Kendrick just talk that shit?
That's what, because you also have to say nobody has been in this space with Kendrick before directly. Like, Drake was like, I'm talking to you. You wear a 7-size shoe. You have, 50 push-ups. Like, it was very direct. Nobody's been in this space, so we don't know. There's so much power in that, but also it's just like, what can he do? Is he so expansive that he can't sink in on a direct kind of thing? Is it gonna be like what people say, angry jazz music? We don't know, but you got to expect the unexpected, for real.
Yo, there's a conversation going on in the chat. Omega said, I love Kendrick, but let's be honest. Although he's lyrically untouchable, his music can be sonically busy and tough to chew through.
Let's keep it a buck. That's a fact.
Chantel said, agreed. He's the Noam Chomsky of rap. I'm like, like,
this is
the first of all, is the most intellectual hip hop comment I've ever heard. And calling somebody Noam Chomsky of rap is wild.
Yeah, that's wild.
But I don't disagree.
I don't disagree either.
And that's going to be the challenge of winning a battle, is that if Drake can turn that gear and begin to actually be accessible and interesting like he was in Back to Back. You know
I think
what I mean?
I think Push-Ups was interesting.
I don't disagree. I think he did it there too. Again, I think there was some more like part of it. The subtlety was a lot of the people he was shooting at. People don't know off dome like that, so you had to kind of catch it. But the shots reserved for Kendrick and elsewhere, it works. I'm talking about for Kendrick. I don't know if Kendrick can. He's going to have to be very different. He's going to have to be like he was on the BET freestyles. He's going to be like he was, where he just comes out talking crazy, talking heavy, name names, do your thing, and be out. But I don't know. That's not his style. So for him to win this battle, he's going to have to adjust tweak his style a little bit.
I want to ask you a question, and I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar's music. What's a bar from Kendrick that you heard that had you go like, oh shit?
Don't Kill My Vibe remix.
Okay.
He had a that was one of the times where I was like, yo. I thought one of the few times where I thought he beat Hove. I thought he bodied Hove, actually.
That's interesting because Jay-Z has been he kind of been. I mean, there's some joints where I think he's just been floored, like he's been beaten.
I think Renegade, first verse of Renegade was one of those.
You know what else? And I know this is sidetrack. You can really hear when he was ever on a track with Beans, like, yo, and we don't talk about that enough. Beans would give him a run for his money, and he would win.
It's on the State Property album.
Eagle hard like corn liquor. Well, yo, he was
born nigga, but naked, covered in blood, gasping for air. Yes. So
Hove
brought it there too. I thought they was neck and neck. He didn't body Hove, but he definitely made people wonder. It wasn't clear who the best rapper was.
No. On none of the on not say none. A lot of the collaborations with him and Beans, if they was on the same song, like
Where Have You Been? Still Got Love For You.
Oh, Where Have You Been? Somehow, some way.
Ugh.
Yes.
What else? 4 a.m. on the way to all that shit.
Yes.
You got your hands up and I ain't even stick y'all up. Come on, man. I was in the club, man. I was outside. 98. And I was from Philly, so I'm biased. You know what I'm saying?
But and I'm from Brooklyn, and I still like Hove has had he never had it easy. I think even like when he was important in the space in the 90s, you still had DMX running around, who was a bigger star in 98 and 99 than Jay was. And there were all these other like people like Jada and Beans and Styles, like who were, I mean, they would get on tracks and Reservoir
Dogs. Pressure bust pipes. Time to apply it now. Quiet town and tie it down. Make niggas fly it down. Man, come on.
Beanie Mac, I supply it, man. Come on, man. So Hove been in, but I will agree. Don't Kill My Vibe remix. It's like Kendrick heard the verse and was like, all right, hold on.
I'll be right back.
Let me go ball this up and go snap. So I think there are people who say, yo, nah, he came back. He had to. But there are people who say, and not that I'm saying anybody in particular, but there's people who say, yo, Kendrick lyrically will kill Drake, who can't say a memorable punchline or a line.
The point's well taken. Yeah. He's a rapidy rap nigga that gets credit like he's not a rapidy rap. Like he's a Royce the 5'9", Eminem. He's in that zone a lot of times, but he gets credit like he's doing something else because he makes songs like All Right, and he does things that they can't do. But a lot of days he be on that rapidy rap shit. And rapidy rap shit don't win battles.
That's just what I'm saying.
99% of your fans don't exist.
They don't exist. And Kendrick has a large fan base, but if we're talking about Drake's fan base in comparison, I mean, they're not going to feel a Kendrick. They might not feel a Kendrick punch, but they might. He has the capability to do so. I'm not taking that away, but it has to be I don't know if he can be as I would want him to, but the innovation might have to shrink a little, and the focus might have to be a way more direct and precise.
Yeah, that's fair.
Drake be here with some shit, man. You can say a lot of things, but he is difficult to out. It's not because it's not just rap, but he's difficult to beat as an MC. For real, for real.
Yeah, because he does the old school MC rapping thing. He does the new school torture you on social media thing. Yeah, no. There's a lot of elements. 50 Cent kind of created a model for that. You know,
yes,
it's quite powerful. Before you go, I gotta ask you one more question. By the way, shout out to Fate. Look for gifting 10 channel memberships out there. If you don't have a channel membership, make sure you grab one. If you haven't already, we appreciate that. Shout out to Huda, who continues to show love every week. And yo, we feel you on the never too much tip. We feel you on all of the shouts out. Ooh, Marvin Gaye, Mary Blige, Lionel Richie, Barry White, Jodeci, James Ingram. That's a good one.
James Ingram's a good one.
That's a good one.
James Ingram's is a good one.
That is a good one. Man. I clearly, she's a Tupac fan. I'm a Tupac fan. I know it don't seem like it, but I love Pac. And I knew his mother and loved his mother,
Yeah.
I saw the Tupac play on Broadway, at her invitation, and got to sit with her and talk to her and build with her. And she's an inspiration. So I don't want people to think that I don't love Pac. I do. Schoolboy Q said we're about to see Kendrick's comedic side, so expect that he would know. That might be the answer. We might see some shit we don't know about, boy. You know what I mean?
Yes, but here's the thing. I don't want people, because you see TDE, like I see the tweets and people is definitely like preloading the diss that's about to happen. I don't want nobody to say nothing. Just drop that shit, bro. Because if it's weak, bro,
that's what happened with what I want to know, right? Meek's response to and people was hyping it up. I was waiting for it.
I want to know. He slept on that boy. He slept on him.
Yeah. I was disappointed, but I love Meek. It's my brother. I just it wasn't the right track.
Yeah.